Hello, I'm Punchy, this is Silent Hill 2. 3, 2, 1, let's go. I ain't wasting time. I'm just gonna hit it. Okay, so this is the Silent Hill run with the meme that everyone likes, where I press the game save button a lot. Oh god, I have text bug immediately, that's not good. That's not motorhome. That shouldn't be motorhome. Well. Anyway, you press quick save a lot, it holds text so you can, like, create a bunch of bugs and stuff. That allowed me to skip into this area without picking up the map straight away at the start of the game. We don't need no map, I know where I'm going. Doesn't matter, it's all good. And I'm going to be mashing quick save for pretty much the whole run. A, because I hate having fingers and I plan on getting arthritis by age 30. And secondly, because it gives James infinite stamina so he can run at a full sprint. Constantly. Always maintaining top speed. Every single time text is drawn to the screen, no matter what it is, it refills James's stamina. The intended effect of this is that when you pick up an item, or you look at something on the wall, it's like, okay, the player has stopped to look at a thing. Let's refill their stamina to full, because we can't tell how long they've actually spent looking at things. This also applies to when the game draws system text to the screen, though. That's a bug introduced by the PC port, as is many bugs introduced by the PC port, including the bug where it took us 10 years to actually get it working. Like, credit to the tech team for wrangling this one, because this game is awkward, doesn't like working properly. That's a cutscene, didn't crash, we're off to a flying start. Yeah, and also, Silent Hill 2, if you've played it before, you may remember this is a game in the familiar tank control style. I'm not playing it like that at all. I'm playing it with the lesser-known 2D control option in the menu, which basically means if you point the stick in a direction relative to the camera, you will go in that direction at a full speed, so I can do things like whee, which is totally impossible with tank controls. It's faster, but it also makes the game several thousand times more awkward to control. Because any single time the camera suddenly decides to do a Dutch angle or whatever, your controls will, like, shift 90 degrees. It's very, very awkward. The opening of this is just, like, mash quick save a whole bunch. I have it bound to R1 for convenience. Because that's the kind of, like, mashing you need, is I forsaken, like, having a normal button bind layout just to mash quick save more often. Have a skip coming up shortly. So normally on the run-in to Silent Hill, you encounter a spooky monster, and James is like, what was that spooky monster? And he's like, I gotta follow the spooky monster, but if we do quick save glitch and hope the game doesn't like lag out and screw up my text hold, which it totally can and totally will. I have a backup in case it does, but you can skip this event entirely, allowing you to just immediately go grab the apartment key and then head into the apartments. But doing so skips the radio and the plank, which means fortunately this is the one Silent Hill when we don't have to listen to the constant buzz of the radio going off every 2 seconds. But the plank means that you don't have a melee weapon with you at any point. Not guaranteed, at least. Like, the game assumes you will have a melee weapon with you, which means unless we find another one later on, you can't actually finish the game. You need at least one. There's one that's more convenient to pick up later, but I'd say it's an example of how the sequence breaking breaks the sequence. Like, so hard it can actually be a problem if you don't countermeasure it properly. You have to hold this text box for an obscenely long time, and you have to, like... The mash is such that game saved always stays on the screen. If I drop the mash, or the game lags, then it becomes a problem, and becomes hard to maintain. The event trigger's about here, so we're just about past it. Just about... it's probably fine. Yeah, okay, tight. Still gonna mash, though, because I need all the stamina, I can get away with mashing it a bit less so. Rolling straight here. James's head turns to look at a health drink we don't need and don't care about. We don't care about health on this run. Caring about health would imply that I'm going to get hit. I have no plans for something like that. If you keep holding the text box too long past this point, cars start disappearing from the road and you can actually despawn the key you need to pick up, so that's not good. That's why I dropped it past a certain point. Because it's not to your advantage to do so. Although because we skipped the event, the key is invisible. It's there. See? But you can't see it. See? You don't see. It's definitely there. One last stroll to the apartments, and then we actually hit, like, the first core area of the game. Every Silent Hill 2 run starts like this, which makes it endless joy to reset. It's just like a solid minute or so of straight running, but with lots of game saved. You can kind of do the same thing with games saved on a console by just opening the map despite not having one every so often. It's still worth doing, but it's not quite as efficient as just mashing game saved. And apartments. Okay, so the apartments are a bunch of annoying trigger hunts. We gotta find key story events and we gotta find 3 coins. How you're supposed to know that you gotta find these key events is just sort of do whatever, explore around and you'll find them eventually, maybe. The first of these is that we need a flashlight, because Silent Hill has a thing where it doesn't let you pick up items unless you can actually see them with the flashlight, even though they're like pretty well lit by the environment. So turning your light on and off strategically can also affect enemy aggro. That doesn't really get a lot of use in this game in particular. It gets a lot more use in other games, whereas this one you can pretty much just leave the light on the whole time and no one really cares. So when the camera angle suddenly shifts like that, my controls completely flip. It's like when it suddenly changes like that, my control goes from down left immediately to down right. You have to do it very quickly or you'll break your line. I bump into a wall, which sucks. Pick up this handgun, because you need that too. The game kind of forces you to pick it up. Also, we want to shoot bullets at things. It will come in handy later. This is one of those triggers we have to hunt. There's a key on the other side. You try and pick up the key, and then James gets his hand stepped on by a little girl, and the little girl's like, Nina, 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 and then she runs away. Okay, so normally we'll hear a scream, and James is supposed to be concerned by this. In this run, James does not care about this, and he keeps on running. But the game is now soft-locked. Well, it's not soft-locked, because I can get out of it. But I can't interact with objects. Reach the door, and you hold the walk button, which for whatever reason, like, undoes what breaks the game there, because that is, like, such a broken state that you can't even pause the game or open the inventory. But if you press walk, the game is like, oh, no, it's fine. It's cool, Chief. And then you can start doing things again. Can get this key in this hole. Gotta line that up right. In the camera angle shifts, if you keep holding the exact same direction, but, like, hold it, like, firm. Like, develop a death grip on your analog stick, marry it if you have to. That will keep you moving in the same direction, which can help you with making certain, like, 90-degree turns where the camera angle suddenly shifts. And it's like, how would you know how to do this? Do you really memorize every single camera angle? Yes. You just memorize every single camera angle. Duh. Okay, so this puzzle's random. That's alright. The solution to this is always the same. It's always 9 and 15. Yeah, that's how time works, I think, maybe. I don't know. For a speedrunner, I actually have a notoriously poor grasp on time. That's why I'm here at 4 AM instead of sleeping. So ideally, you want that clock to, like, start the puzzle near the solution. Getting it, like, halfway is fine. But it can start on, like, the opposite end of the clock, and it's, like, just 20 seconds of going... Survival horror speedruns, they be like that, especially when they have random puzzles. Get this key, leave immediately, nothing else of interest here. We'll just collect... Oh, nice camera angle. This'll... Okay, that works. Couldn't see what I was doing there, but whatever, that's fine. Doesn't matter. So we got the fire escape key, which is actually what we need to proceed to the next area of the game, but we haven't finished collecting everything we need to collect in this area. All the while this happens, I'm kind of wary of the game crashing, because Silent Hill 2 actually doesn't like Windows 10 very much, and never has. But fortunately, because this is also a run where you quick-save every 2 seconds, it doesn't matter that much, because even if it does crash, you just pick right back up where you last quick-saved, which is going to be 2 seconds ago. Canned juice. Left at the end of a dead-end hallway. My favorite kind of juice. Okay, now we're outside again. This room is an example of what is commonly called a random angle room, which I don't know why we call it that, because it's not random. But sometimes, when you enter certain rooms, the camera angle is different than what the game thinks the camera angle is. So if you press down left coming out of that room, you will not go down left, you will go up right, and you will run into the corner of the door and be sad. So what you should do is you should vigorously wiggle the stick until the game gets a clue about what direction it's actually supposed to be going in. There are certain rooms that do that, and they are all, like, totally fixed and learnable, but there's no rhyme or reason to which ones do it. Like, this is one of them. This one does it. That starts you left if you hold right, because... Also, I'm hitting quick save during the fade-ins and fade-outs of this, because it makes me gain control a bit earlier, so I can, like, get around this hedge without having to wait for the fade-in. So I'm essentially doing, like, decent chunks of the movement blind. See, that's what I mean. That's one of those rooms where I held down right and it made me walk into the wall instead. This is a stumble cancel. Sweet. So when you fall over, if you press the next weapon hotkey, which is exclusive to the PC version, because PC ports, it cancels that animation, which is nice. It's also good for swapping weapons quickly without having to hit up the menu. This is a truly random angle room, because it only does it sometimes. Didn't do it this time. This is the only one that's actually random. The rest are all completely canned. Eddie's ass crack. Moving on. I needed to see that. Thank you all for tolerating me. Okay, and we are done with the first half of the apartments. Now we just have to leave through the fire escape, which isn't actually a fire escape. So far, so good. That one also, because it was just running into the wall as soon as I opened the door, because, camera angles. They don't update immediately on entering certain rooms. It thinks it's got the previous one. Fire escape key. Not actually a fire escape. Next block of apartments. So this is where the hunt for the coins. We have collected 1 coin. We've collected 2 coins already. I'm not keeping count. I know what to do. I rely on muscle memory too, I can't verbally explain what I'm doing. I know we've gotten enough of them. I've done this right, probably. Get me this coin. Tell you what I don't remember, though. The puzzle solution. What is it again? I'm sure it'll be fine. Okay, I'm just gonna let muscle memory do it. I'm sure muscle memory will be a fine friend here. This one goes in the middle, yes? Pause to cancel the fade in. Align it in the menu, and then use mash. I think this is right. If it's not right, then oops. Okay, good. I remember. I don't consciously remember that. Like, if you asked me to write down the solution to the puzzles on a piece of paper, I wouldn't be able to do it. I only know how to do it because I know what my fingers do. I've long since lost the ability to actually explain the puzzles. Oh boy, the apartment whisper. You may have heard a faint whispering noise there. That's one of the things that can occur at random. I always get comments on my stream about that. Are you whispering into the mic? And it's like, no, just this game does that. This is a boss fight. His pathfinding gets really, really weird if you just run into this corner like this. Keep shooting him in the head. And then he leaves. Bye. So we got right up in his grill. He didn't swing at us. This is, like, one of the few bosses that can, like, kill a run. Because if he hits you with his big old sword, you die. Immediately. Instantly. Like, it doesn't do damage, it tells the game, kill the player. He'll be on his way. He'll be back later. That's alright. And we are done with the apartments. So we come out the back and start heading towards the park. First we get this cutscene with Laura. We don't care about Laura. Never mind her. As we head into the park, James will take a moment to stare at the sign and... Okay, bye, I guess. James? Oh dear. Nah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. That's not actually any faster whatsoever. I just like that it does that. You can gain control during the cutscene. Anyway, now we have Maria following us. Maria is effectively a non-entity for this run because we run, like, several times faster than she does, so she will get left behind. Like, nobody's business. And you think that would make it more difficult to achieve an ending type associated with being close to her, but you'd be wrong because this PC port does things. So, let's talk about endings, because this is any percent, right? And you're probably thinking, what ending does an any percent run get? And the answer to that question is yes. Because... I don't know, like, it just happens, I guess. There are criteria, but the thing is that it's also partially based on what ending you got last, so the game will never... It will try not to give you the same ending twice. Which is nice, but also means it's really hard to predict, and some endings have different final boss positions, which means you gotta adapt on the fly. Anyway, one of the endings is the Maria ending. That pipe is the thing we need to replace the melee weapon, by the way. But one of the endings is the Maria ending, which you get by protecting Maria from harm and being close to her and not bumping into her when you're passing by her in the hallway. I'm gonna, like, treat her like crap the whole run, because I don't care. She's in the way. Just go away. Be gone. But, despite this, it's still really common to get the Maria ending on
the you're looking for?
The PC version. Not console, PC. It's like, but why is that? Well, the code that checks to be like, okay, you've spent X much time inside this radius of Maria, therefore, you know, you're spending time near Maria, you're taking care of her. That code is flipped on the PC version. One of, like, the greater than, less than signs is the wrong way around. So it instead counts a point for every, like, second I spend outside of this range. And I spend all of it outside of this range, because I'm running really, really fast. Which automatically weights the game towards the Maria ending. And there's another flag that gives the Maria ending, another, like, waiting if you check up on her in the hospital. That flag activates totally automatically on the PC version. You have no say in it. It will just do that. So you have to actually avoid the Maria ending, and one of the best ways to do that is to get hit. Because one of the points for the Maria ending is that the amount of damage Maria has taken is X percentage less than what the player has taken, but this code short circuits if you don't get hit, because it starts to, like, it tries to, what is this percent of 0? And it goes, duh, and just awards the point. That's the failsafe. Instead of it dividing by 0, it just decides, screw it, give him the point. Which means not getting hit weights the game again towards the Maria ending. So basically, you're getting the Maria ending, and you will like it. I mean, I might not. I might get the leave ending. Leave ending is just, like, by default weighted higher than the others. Right, so now we're getting keys. We're getting locks. We gotta open a box that contains a single strand of hair in it so we can make a fishing rod. It makes sense in context. Actually, no, it doesn't. No, it really doesn't. Either way, we need hair. Can't use our own. We need someone else's hair. And to get this hair, we need the shotgun. And also this needle. That we find by fondling a teddy bear and having James hurt himself on it. Oh, wrong way. Get me in here. Now the key, shotgun shells. I picked up the shotgun shells instead of the key. That's brilliant. Found Debbie Dozy. So this is one of 2 numbers I have to memorize. I'm not going to memorize it because I'm bad. 2399. Hey, dubs. Cool. Getting doubles or triples is good because it means I spend less time wiggling the mouse cursor around to input, you know, different digits. So that's nice, but I'm going to have to remember that and a different set of 4 numbers, and I'm not going to remember a 4 set of numbers, you kidding me? Okay, I remembered the code. I've been running Silent Hill 3 lately, and Silent Hill 3 has similar locations. In fact, it has exactly this location in it. But the door codes are all different, so when I bounce between the two, I keep entering like door codes from the wrong game. In this game, it's 7335. In Silent Hill 3, it's 4693. Oh boy, Angry Pyramid Head. He knocks us off the roof, and now we have no health. Indicated by this very annoying cross in the corner that will never go away. 6478. Will I actually remember this? Probably not. So you gotta keep those 8 digits in my head. Which is why I'm gonna try and, like, zone out and just think of numbers. We can use keys multiple times by using combine. Yeah, I remember it. 4, 6, 7, 8. No, what was it? I've already forgotten. Genius. Oh, whatever. I remember that one at least. I'm gonna have to check the files for the other one. Normally I get my chat to just bellow the codes at me because I'm a cheater. That's the wrong number. That's the one I actually remembered. I'm very good at this game, I swear. World record holder. 6478. What did I input wrong? What do I have small brain about? Oh, I have small brain. That's why I have small brain. Yeah, okay. If I'm running this game offline and therefore don't have a chat to yell the numbers at me, what I do is I actually put it into, like, a calculator on my phone and then look at it while I'm doing the section. I don't know, I can't remember 8 numbers. Call it a weakness of mine. Make a cheeky swap to the shotgun there, using the next weapon key. Situate the... well, the mouse sensitivity is crazy, that's alright. Sorry about that. That's the elevator that you can't skip, because the game does that. And now we have a boss fight called Flesh Lips. And for everyone giggling at home going, heh heh, Flesh Lip, yes, it means that. It's symbolism. It's an 18+. Hanging legs. We'll shoot them and they will die. He'll die when he feels like it, I guess. So we're gonna get point blank with the shotgun, which will do a hell of a lot of damage. And they should all just die without being too much hassle. Yeah, it's a pretty good fight. They can choose to just, like, waddle to the other side of the room before dying, or they can, like, not die in one hit if your position isn't precisely right. There's also, like, a counter-hit mechanic in this game, as ridiculous as that sounds. If you hit an enemy during one of their attack wind-ups, like you do there, you do critical damage, so you do more damage. And that can be a key element of what makes certain boss strategies work, but it's kind of an like, it's not a mechanic that's telegraphed by the game super well, but it exists. It's there. So now we need to collect rings. Can't just collect keys forever. It's gotta be, like, oddly shaped doodads. For that, we gotta go all the way to the basement. As in, the world's worst camera angle is like, oh, good luck with this camera angle change. Well, nope, that's not how that works. So yeah, every single time the camera angle changes like this, the direction I have to hold becomes totally different, and it makes navigating spiral corridors like this a complete pain in the balls. Push shelf, move shelf, get interrupted by passing cutscene. Give me ring. So far so good. Now do it in reverse. Honestly, it's gonna hurt my thumb with how hard I'm whipping the stick around trying to do that. So now we can get the other ring, which is contained in a fridge. This is the one elevator ride the game lets you skip. But it might display a loading screen here. Please don't crash. Okay. Known crash point, that. There are lots of them. Welcome to running 2000's PC port on Windows 10. The Resident Evil guys got off easy. Your PC ports actually work. See, fortunately the elevator sequences don't count for game time, but they're not skippable. Sudden camera angle turn there. That is always a pain. And now basement chase. So the camera angle is always pointed down like this, but I'm already holding down, so in order to change to down I have to suddenly jolt the stick to one direction and jolt it to the other direction. So it's always like a very violent motion in order to just continue running down. Okay, that was actually pretty good. It's got to be done with exact timing and exact force. If you don't do it forcefully enough, the game doesn't register it. If you do it wrong, then you just, like, bonk a wall. And none of that's very good. Nope, I gained control. So we're going to look at a map for a bit, so now would actually be a good time to go for it, hit some donations, if you have any. Oh, no, the host is currently being talked to, I guess. Never mind that. I glanced a peek over and he's busy, it's alright. Better that than the alternative, I suppose. Anyway, now we're outdoors in nighttime Silent Hill, and nighttime gives us a cool trick in our arsenal for breaking event triggers. So, that event we skipped way back at the start of the game, the one where we used the text from a gate to get past seeing the first enemy of the game. Just because we're in the middle of the game now, that trigger's still there. It didn't go away. Just because it's dark now doesn't mean it's not there. But the way you can skip things in this game is you need to generate a piece of text, right? And then you can hold it. But we can now generate text anywhere we want because it's dark. When it's dark, it's too dark to read the map. Even though you may notice we don't actually have a map. We never found one. Like, it showed us the cutscene of us marking our map that we don't have. If I tried to access the map, it would tell me, no, don't have one. Go find one. Can't find one. Can't go back. The game will not let me go back and get the map at this point. But we're not going to use too dark to read the map just yet. It'll come up plenty of times, though. It's a very powerful tool in the arsenal of not actually playing the video game properly. So these guys in the floor, they can stab you through the floor. They can be very annoying and bad. Especially because getting knocked off the roof by Pyramid Head in the hospital puts our health at, like, nearly 0. It's not quite 0. It's enough to tank a few hits. Okay, this is where we're going to do it. Light goes off. It's too dark to read the map. So we have now generated the text ourselves, and we can do this wherever we want, provided it's dark. So when it gets dark, glitching gets more powerful. It's too dark to read the map has a number of fun effects, like causing walls to fail to spawn in and making like there's no enemies around. There are supposed to be enemies around, but it's too dark to read the map, so no, they're busy. They got lost. It's too dark. So the event trigger we're trying to skip is just around here, is like an invisible line, and it's too dark to read the map helps us to get past that without getting stuck. Just about here, this corner. We round this corner, we'll drop the text, turn our light back on, we'll turn our light back on, yeah, sure. Try and get that wrench. You want to hit that wrench when you're halfway up the stairs, because if you're halfway up the stairs, you can hit the item pickup hitbox without getting the animation where James bends down to pick up the wrench, which takes like a couple seconds. So if you precisely slide into it instead, because if you don't stop instantly when you let go of the directions in this game, you like come to a sliding stop. This game has momentum, it's interesting. Sliding into things is often better than moving into them. Because that way you can always be assured that you'll hit it at the earliest opportunity, rather than, like, mashing while moving into it. You might get too close. Sliding is more efficient like that. So it remains too dark to read the map. It remains so dark to read the map that I actually didn't see the mailbox. I slammed into it. And a bin. In the trash. Where I belong. So you may notice dark splotches on the road. Of the road that is already a dark splotch. That's cars failing to spawn in properly because it's too dark to read the map. There's supposed to be dumpsters here. Oh wait, no, actually dumpsters spawned in. Okay. And this wall doesn't spawn properly because it's too dark to read the map. And there it is. There's the wall. Now we can use it all. And thus we can actually see what we're doing again. It's no longer necessary to have it be too dark to read the map. Cut through this motel real quick. This is a quicker line to take rather than going all the way around, because we've got to head back to the park and dig up a key that we're going to use to get to the historical society. Words are hard, you guys. Especially if you've been up for like a million hours without sleep. Get this. Pause, cancel, wrench. So once again, I'm going to try and do a quick save, a skip here while it's fading out, which will allow me to move while actually not being able to see what the hell I'm doing. That was the precise opposite of the direction I wished to go in, so that was actually anti-useful, but I gave it a go, and that's what's important. Anyway, this is just a straight line game save run to the next area of the game, so now would also be a good time. Can we have some donations?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yay.
We have a $20 donation from Beanie1, who says, I let my sub lapse on your channel, so this is to compensate. Love you, Punchy. We have a $50 donation from MGoDead, who says, always great to see a Punchy run in a marathon. Glad that blank train ticket didn't stop him from getting there. And also $10 from Lord Gamerman6, who says, hey Punchy, we wish you an awesome run. If you get more than 1,683 saves, I'll donate another $10 because game saved.
Okay, I'm mashing harder now. The blank train ticket, oh, that's a story, that's a story. That's not really anything to do with the game, but whatever. This is a story of British transport. So my train journey was very complicated and had like a bunch of changing and stuff. So I arrive at the station, go to print my tickets, they print blank. I'm upset. It's early. There's no one to ask to get them reprinted, so I like have to run around chasing officials, hoping they don't like slap me with a fine for boarding without a valid ticket. And basically, I nearly missed my flight here. It was a giant mess. It was awful. It was incredibly stressful, and I hated every second of it. I hate the British transport system so much. Read another, I think. Read some more. This is Long Hallway.
Absolutely, thank you very much. We have $50 from Dullbuzz, who says, great to see a Punchy run, highlight of any speedrun marathon. We have a $25 donation from Paul109, who says, glad to be up to catch Punchy's run. Good luck and thanks to all the runners and staff. And we also have a $15 donation from Slickstein, who says, just have to donate during a Silent Hill 2 run, especially because it's done by the absolute Silent Hill madman, and one of the guys who kind of got me into speedrunning Punchy. Game saved.
Game is saved. This actually is completely unnecessary. You don't need to save the game here. I'm just doing it out of habit at this point. Just about reaching the bottom now, I think, maybe. There's no trick to this, it really does just go on this long. Okay. Sneak a cheeky swap to the pipe as I run up to the door. Because this is the part of the game where you get soft-locked if you don't have a melee weapon, because you need to break a wall. Nice camera angle, buddy. Hell yeah. So we're going to jump in a hole, as one does, and you have to smack this wall. Or just smack straight through it, because that's the wrong bit of wall. There we go, found it. If you don't have a melee weapon, you can't break this open. It only accepts melee weapons. So you may very reasonably assume, oh, what if you used a gun? No, doesn't work. It needs to be a melee weapon. Okay, so this is the bug room skip. Normally, there's a puzzle here that's random and bad, and no one likes it. So if you hit game saved while you're picking up the key, and then quick load, and hope the game doesn't just immediately crash to desktop, brilliant, we're good. It will duplicate the key. But also it means we have the dry cell battery, because normally what happens is your flashlight goes out and you have to use the dry cell battery to replace it, at which point you realize, while it's been dark, a whole bunch of bugs have infested the room and are eating your body. So like you have to escape by punching in a code on the door, but it's random what the code is, so that sucks. So we've like escaped that room without actually using the dry cell battery, so now it's just stuck in your inventory forever. And moreover, the game doesn't understand that conceptually, like it really wants that to be used, so if you ever, like, there's a point in the game, we're not going to do this either, because we sequence break that too. My battery's running low. This is why we said to plug it in. Oh no. That's okay, my battery's running low, apparently. It's okay. I told you that would be a problem, dude. I warned you about the power. So yeah, I'm running this on a backup laptop that was very kindly provided by the tech, because the setup I actually brought, well, I lost it. Don't know where it is right now. So this run made possible at all by this very, like, surprisingly functional, but nevertheless extremely ghetto setup. But it's working, so that's the important part. If the laptop just shuts off in the middle of the run, it's alright. Like, you got most of it. It'll be fine. Where am I going? Wrong door. I know where I'm going, I think. You good? You getting power? They're doing their best. Your local man skulking back behind there, plugging wires and making you roll. I gotta go faster. Oh, that made noises. I think it's in. That sounded good. Okay, so we got the first aid kit. We can heal, which means we can finally get rid of that dumb cross in the corner. You don't need to heal, I just want to. So now we have the elevator. There's... that's it. read donations, because there's nothing I can do for the next, like, 40 seconds. I'ma check Twitter. Oh, also embroiled in conversation. Prove donations, please.
Sorry, dude, sorry. Having a few problems back here. We have a $10 donation from Michael K, who says, I think maybe I should save at some point. And we also have a $10 donation from Octotonic, who says, thank you for saving the game and saving my evening, Punchy. Stay comfy.
We stay in comfy. We save in the run. We stay in comfy. We panic plugging in power adapters back here to keep the dream alive. Just get enough battery to finish like 20 more minutes of the run. So it's a miracle this is happening at all, really. The show must go on, and my god, they go to some lengths to make the show go on. Okay, the labyrinth. It's a maze-type area with lots of water in it and what have you. So first we've got to solve Puzzle Cube, which is like Crystal Maze, but really lame. The solution to this is fortunately always the same on difficulties besides hard. On hard, it's random, which makes the hard mode category even cooler. There we go, flip, okay. Diagonals were having issues there. Camera angle, oh, what are you doing? Jeez. Okay, so I'm gonna hold straight down on this, and I'm gonna hold down with like a death-like vice on my analog stick, so I can kind of... No, I hit the wall anyway, genius, very big fan of that. Give me the wire clippers, even though I can't see what I'm doing. The camera angles in that room are absolute horseradish. Nothing. All bad. Don't like it. Can't see a thing you're doing. So you gotta, like, adjust lines to do it while blind. Use a wire cutter to cut wires. Who would have thunk it? Okay, so now light goes out, but it has nothing to do with enemy aggro, because the enemies really aren't interested in us whatsoever. It's so we can use It's Too Dark to Read the Map again to skip a boss fight. Because you can do that, you can skip boss fights in this game, the game doesn't care. What would it care for? Go up. Hey, this is actually one of the few stand enemies we're going to kill. Why are you so far forward? Why is he so far forward? Wild. I don't know about that one, Chief. Whatever, he's dead. So we can't, like, muscle our way around that guy, so we gotta shoot him in the back to kill him. You can muscle your way around the right side of that guy. The left side doesn't have enough room for some reason. It's gotta be right side. And now we can use It's Too Dark to Read the Map again in this room. So normally, when we get about halfway through this, the game will railroad us to fighting a boss in the room on the right. Because it's too dark to read the map, though, James never notices it. It never happens, it's alright. So this is Arsonist. Normally, you're supposed to go into the room I just walked blindly past and see the bodies and see which one is the Arsonist, and that one's the correct solution to the puzzle. Via a trick known as Blind Arsonist, you can probably guess why it's called that, I didn't get it. You just kind of run into the room and pull the first rope and hope you got it right, and then Arsonist is fifth body. That's balls. Getting Blind Arsonist prevents these guys from spawning, and also saves you about 15 seconds, so a lot of world record runs die here, and it is, like, truly... Did that even work? What? A lot of runs die here, and it is truly random. Like, it's 1 in 6 always, so... 5 in 6 runs. 5 in 6 world record attempts, I should say. If you're, like, relatively new to this game, you probably don't need to worry about Blind Arsonist that much, but if you're going for serious high-end world record attempts, yeah, 5 in 6 runs just flat die here for no reason. It's great. Silent Hill 2 is it's a relatively consistent speed game, apart from the handful of things which are so unreasonably inconsistent that it just makes the run, like, very reset-heavy. It's gotta be really close to the end of the game, too. It wouldn't be perfect without that. If it was earlier, it might be, like, reasonable. I like this song. It's a good piece. Maria is dead, by the way, again. She dies a lot, actually, throughout the course of the game. I think that makes death 2? 3? I don't know, I'm not keeping count. Someone is. Probably the wiki. I mean, the wiki's probably keeping count wrong, but it's probably keeping count. I did it. I found a way to take a pot shot at the wiki. I win. I can check that one off the bucket list. Okay, so this is the Eddie fight. we are going to shoot him with bullet. That's really the only strategy for this. It only takes one pot shot from the pistol to send him packing in the very first phase. If you can skip the cutscene properly. But we need the shotgun for the second phase. But we're going to try and counter hit him in the middle of his punching animation. Like that, so he dies immediately because he takes full damage. Groovy. A critical hit, point-blank shotgun blast on this difficulty does so much damage it can basically one-shot nearly anything. It is no problemo. Time to row the boat. So we're going to hold right for 2 full rotations of the oar. That'll probably align us vaguely with the light. And that makes it a hot time to read a donation, I reckon. Hit it through.
Thank you very much, Punchy. We have $5 from Rio Hammer. I apologise if I mispronounced that. Had to donate to a great cause while watching a great runner. Punchy makes this game quite enjoyable, even if it's too dark to read the map. And we also have a $6.66 donation from Corgi, who says, Bork, 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 grr, bork. Thank you very much for the donations.
Thank you, Corgi. Corgis are good dogs. We got time for a couple more.
Oh, hello, my button broke. Certainly, I would like to take the time very quickly to just announce that a little while ago, we did actually hit $5,000 raised for the Alzheimer's Foundation.
Nice! Well, I would clap, but hands on the controller.
And I'll take this time very, very quickly to just shout out that you are watching us on Twitch. All of the revenue from the subs with Twitch Prime and also from cheering will go towards the donation total. So thank you all very much.
Okay. With that milestone hit, we are now at the hotel. So the hotel's normally a section that makes you get rid of all your weapons and items by making you go around like a loop-de-loop and take an elevator that can only hold so much weight. We're not going to do anything about that. By the way, piano, she's not there though. She doesn't exist. She's not real. Except no, she is real. We're just bugging the game out. So we're going to do the out of bounds here that allows us to skip half the point of this section in the first place. Firstly, it's too dark to read the map, a powerful component. Then you got to run perpendicular to this. And that was actually super good. Wow. Falling precisely there, such that you fall parallel to the wall, but not far enough in to, like, actually fall back in bounds, is excruciatingly exact, and I kind of just YOLO'd it and hit it immediately. I made that look way easier than it is. That was really good. Okay, but where am I? Can I land back in? Yeah, there he is. Hello. That was really good. That was a really good out of bounds. That trick is very, very difficult. It's very common to get all the way to the end of the game and be on spicy pace and then like totally beef it to failing the out of bounds like once or twice. Because that was clean. I still have the pipe though. I'd prefer not to have the pipe. Get that Snow White music box. So we've clipped into the basement early. Normally getting down to the basement requires getting rid of everything we've got so far, which forces us to do another trip around the building and blah 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 blah. So the out of bounds saves, surprisingly it only saves like 20 seconds. It doesn't save as much as you'd think. But it does save like enough that it's totally worth doing, and it creates a completely alternate order in which you can do the sequence of events in. Let me through, buddy. So we picked up that can opener that we're going to use on this can, except we're not because the game decides that I'm not close enough because... It opens a can of light bulbs. Someone please instruct me about canned light bulbs. I always ask this question because one day I want to find a place in the world where canned light bulbs is actually a thing and it's not just some weird shit Team Silent made up. Give me this paint vanisher. Can of thinner, whatever. We need that for a later puzzle. So we are back out of the basement after having clipped into the basement, and now we have everything that we need. So now we can do the first half of the hotel second, effectively reversing the order. We need a fish key for a fish briefcase. That makes sense on paper. That gives us a key to a hotel room. Where am I? There we go. That was another me like doing blind movement during a fade out. Nope, auto aim. Boo! I hate that. So when you're playing this game on the lower difficulties, pressing buttons makes the game sometimes decide that you want to do something totally different than what you actually wanted to do, because auto aim exists. Town. The word here is random, and it chooses between 19 different choices. And you can YOLO it. Like, it's generated on game start, so it's fixed at this point. So if you want to just not pick up the paint thinner and YOLO guess it, you can, but your odds of getting that are 1 in, like... That combined with the other RNG, I ran the odds of that happening at, like, 1 in every 5,000 or something, and if you want to grind those odds, be my guest, man. If you can pull that off, you deserve it. Me? Nah. I want to actually, like, complete a run before I'm age 40. No, don't put the pistol in the box. That's a terrible idea. Why is it... Stop that. Okay. It's making the music that doesn't sound horribly off, so I should put it in the right order. Yay. We are actually at endgame now. Getting the hotel stairway key means we stumble across the grand revelation. We enter the hotel room where James took Mary. We've kind of completely ignored the plot so far. Hey, he looks at this videotape, he finds that he actually killed his wife by suffocating her with a pillow. It's spoilers for like a million-year-old game at this point. So it's discovered that you were the monster the whole time. I'm making it sound a lot cornier than it is. This game's actually really good. Just throwing that out there, like, for the 5 people who don't know that Silent Hill 2 is like a genre-defining classic at this point, you know? I mean, a speedrun, we play it like Temple Run, but normal people will actually probably, like, cry over this. I am not a normal person. I desire speed. I came here to speed, not to feel. Back in the basement, which is now flooded for reasons. It represents something. It's symbolic. What it's symbolizing, someone else can tell me. Trying to go back up through the basement. This guy's having a fantastic time in front of that door, being horribly inconvenient. Everything's on fire. And then we leave, but we end up back in the same room, but everything's not on fire. So at this point, space and time is kind of like experiencing a mild collapse. I handled that turn. That turn is obnoxiously difficult, so I'm going to point that out. So more of these under-the-ground dudes that can stab my feet and make me very sad. Hey, none of them stab my feet. Brilliant. This should be a really good hotel. Do I have the pistol equipped still? Yes, I do. That's not good. Aim for quick kill. Get counter hits. Hopefully die in 2 hits. Make it happen. Yes, spicy. We gotta wait, though. And then they stab themselves, and they also T-pose in the process. A powerful T-pose is necessary. No, that's the gun. Why do I keep trying to put the gun in the keyhole? Stop doing that. Egg. Post egg emojis in chat. This is the time for egg. I keep trying to put the gun in. Why? I've done that 6 or 7 times now. And now we do something unconventional. Options menu. We're changing control styles back to normal tank controls. And now, controller be gone. I'm playing on keyboard now. I don't know if my keyboard controls are actually bound correctly, so this could be a really bad idea. But whatever, we're doing it.
What do you want, James?
So now I'm just, like, holding the standard tank controls, so now it's no longer camera relative.
I don't want any damn flowers. Just go home already.
I'm trying to go home.
Mary, what are you saying?
Going home faster than anyone has ever gone home before.
I'm disgusting.
Is the strafe button working?
deserve
I didn't test the
flowers.
strafe buttons. I really should have. Do we have strafe? We do have strafe. Excellent. Okay, so these stairs normally slow you down if you run up against them straight. They're, like, intentionally designed to make you walk to appreciate the intensity of the moment. But they didn't check strafing, so you can strafe up them and completely ruin all of the heavy atmosphere and vibes it's trying to give you. I'm strafing sideways. That makes it faster to swap your control scheme to something completely dumb. Do I have skip bound to escape? Yes, I do. What's my fire button? E! Yes! No, that happens when you don't remember your controls. That's okay, we got this. And that is just about 1 time in like 3, 2, 1. Hello? Don't crash on credits, please. Time! There we go. Yes, I did. I got the Maria ending. I told you it'd happen. And that is Silent Hill 2. And since I'm kind of skirting my estimate here, I'll keep this short. Silent Hill 2 is good. Thank you for having me. I've been Punchy. Peace.